Guys, I'm about to accomplish the biggest adventure of my life. 7 days off-roading in the Panhandle area of the state of Texas. But before I can do this, I need to get all my overlanding gear out and knock the dust off of it and make a shakedown run through the North Georgia mountains. And you're about to watch that on 1870 Off-Road. 2 days of overlanding in the North Georgia mountains. We will hit Cooper's Creek and we will hit the Cohutta Wilderness. This is going to be a shakedown run. It has been 12 months since I went overlanding on the Georgia Traverse last year. All my gear has been packed up. I don't even know if half this stuff works anymore. I don't know if my air mattress has leaks. We're going to get all the equipment out, head to the North Georgia mountains, and I'm going to be so thankful I did because, guys, there's some problems with my gear. And I needed to know this before I took on the big adventure into the state of Texas. So this is a shakedown run, North Georgia mountains, kind of like a highlight reel of the Georgia Traverse. This is 1870 Off-Road. I walked over to set up my cameras, but man, look at that creek down there. Beautiful, isn't it? I don't know what creek it is. We'll figure it out in a minute. So I've never been this way before. This is new. So yeah, we're doing some overlanding. I haven't done the intro yet, have I? So look, this is the first part we're showing here. This is overlanding. I haven't done overlanding in over a year. So I decided to get here and do a little overlanding. I got a really big trip coming up in 2 weeks. I'm gonna be gone for, originally it's gonna be for 10 days. I think I've cut that back to maybe 8 at this point, but I'm going all the way out to Texas. And I need to shake the rust off. I haven't used overlanding in at least a year. So I need to get out here and get my gear out, make sure everything still works right and get a good test run. So here we are. We're in the Cohutta Wilderness, guys. Look around you. It is fall. It is beautiful. Leaves are changing colors. Look at how pretty the water is down there. So we are coming out to do a little overlanding out here in the Cohutta Wilderness. Spend probably 2, maybe 3 days up here. Do a shakedown run, make sure the gear's all working good, and then be ready to go in 2 weeks to Texas. So here we go, enjoy. So we're not only doing the Cohutta Wilderness, I've never been this way that we're going. This is new. I've never entered the Cohutta Wilderness this way. We're not following the Georgia Traverse. We're doing a different route. So this will be a new experience for me. Gotta find a new way in and see some new spots. And yeah, I get to ride right along the creek. So pretty cool. Got my navigator back here in the back. Say hey to everybody at home. Yeah, he got a window to look at. By the way, Molly, Chase is good. I got him. He's taken care of. If you ever see this video, you'll know. You just called me panicking. My daughter, I'll let you know what happened here. I'm gone, and my daughter has called me up a few minutes ago, panicking because she can't find Chase. And she's like, I'm at the house, I can't find Chase. I was like, Chase is with me. She goes, I thought you told me to come over here and check on Chase and make sure he's okay. I was like, no. You said you're coming to the house. I said, I want you to check on my dad, make sure he's okay. My dad, by the way, is not doing good. So I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, you know, Dad don't go to doctors, so I wonder where I get that from. So yeah, we don't really know what's going on there, but he ain't doing too well. And so kind of nervous to leave my home, to be honest with you, but I gotta work, I gotta do stuff, so he's gonna have to sit at home. So unfortunately, he's a single guy, and I'm a single guy, and I'm his only kid. He's screwed as far as having a support network. He got one guy who's also a single parent. And I can't really be there much. So yeah, he didn't have any other family to help take care of him. So you know, at least my mom got lucky there. She had somebody else to help lean on because I'm tapped out. But anyway, aside from all that, my dad ain't doing too good. And so I told her, come by and check on my dad. She comes by the house and can't find a dog. So yeah, that was funny. But anyways, I wonder if I know where this is gonna come out at. Yeah, hey, look, I'm talking. Let's get rolling. This is beautiful out here, by the way. I'm missing it. The sign back here said this was Holly Creek or Holly Springs or something like that. Picnic area we just passed, so that's where we are. New place to me though, I've never been here. Beautiful. Service Road 68. There we are. Whenever I get to my campsite tonight, I'm gonna study a map and understand this, and then the video makes sense at that point. All right, Orange Creek. We've been here before. Know where I'm at now. I can turn off Waze and switch over to Onyx, because now I know where I am. Waze has helped me learn where I was at because I wasn't sure. We just rode up this side over here, so I just learned what this town over here is. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that. This is actually where we stopped and got him some burgers. Pretty cool. With the camera before we go, get the iPhone out. Still recording. Hey, that was fun. I like that overlook. Let's turn this off. Find ourselves on the Big Frog Loop. Been here plenty of times. Love this. We're in the Cohutta Wilderness. One of my favorite places to ride. We're in fall. I mean, listen to my voice crack. Look at them fall colors out there. I don't know if the camera's picking it up because it's early fall. Man, is it beautiful. Everything's yellow and orange. We ain't gotten to the point everything's deep red yet. That'll be a couple weeks away. We're in the yellow and orange phase right now, but it sure is pretty up there. Look at temperature difference here. 63 degrees, we're up on top of the mountain. And it's only 2:45 in the afternoon. We were at Buc-ee's this morning, it was 77. And that was, you know, only a few miles that way, maybe 40, 50 miles. But we're at, hang on, let's get stopped here. We are at 3,000 feet of elevation, whereas when we were at Buc-ee's, we were at like 700 feet. That's the difference, and that difference makes about 15 degrees. Overlooks, guys. I mean, check this out. No matter how many times I've been here, these overlooks in the Cohutta Wilderness absolutely amaze me with how beautiful it is. And I know probably every time I come here, the Overlook says the same thing. Oh, you say that about me every time I come here. I mean it, guys. This place is amazing. This place is beautiful. I really hope my campsites I want to go to are open, because there's two that I love here, and I hope they're available. Man, this place is so beautiful. Every time I get up here, I just can't get over it. Just fortunate and blessed to be able to come up here and admire God's creation in this way. It's truly a work of art. And you know, they say these Cohutta Mountains, these are part of the Appalachian Mountains. And the Appalachian Mountains, they believe, would be the original mountain chain right during the center of Pangea. So if you go all the way back to the biblical times of, you know, before Noah's flood and Adam and Eve and all stuff like that, this could be where, you know, everybody lived at. Before Noah's flood, this could be the mountain ranges in the middle of the land. These mountains could be that old, all the way back to beginning creation. Even the God haters, you know, they say this is one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. And, you know, beautiful to think they've been here possibly even since creation. It's amazing. But let's get some pictures with the iPhone and let's go get us a campsite. I mean, I know I say it every time we come here. God, it's beautiful. Nothing like it. Dalton's right down there. And so that ridge of mountains that goes across the top of the screen there is Taylor's Ridge. So right down about there, that's Georgia Traverse, goes down that way after it goes through Dalton. And I've been all through there. So yeah, that was actually a fun little ride. I'm surprised people dismissed that on the Georgia Traverse. I actually enjoyed Taylor's Ridge. Probably, you know, I mean, it's better than half the other stuff we rode on the Traverse. You didn't think I was leaving my camera behind, did you? Nah, that was movie magic right there. I got to make it look like I drove away, even though I'm the only one out here. There's nobody filming it. That's how you make movie magic. Put your little fire pit right here, which is where the fire pit used to be. I don't know what happened there, but we'll rebuild it. Get some rocks, find around here, rebuild the fire pit. Let him sniff around, mark his territory. We'll check for snake pits and bees nests and stuff like that. Make sure there's no bad trash up here if I go walk around in the middle of the night. I like to look for pallets or nails, because people get up here and burn pallets. Then you come up here to park and you drive on top of nails. Oh, hey, here's a fire pit here. They moved it. Okay, yeah, so they just moved the fire pit over here. Man, I love this spot, though. This was the one. If I couldn't get this one, there's another one right down there I wanted, but I got this one. So these are my two favorite ones. And obviously, this is the one where I have the thumbnail of my Jeep looking at the sunset. The sun's gonna set right about there. I'll say that was springtime last time I was here, but let's see where we at. We just started fall. Yeah, it'd be about the same spot. The sun is just set right about there, but leaves gonna kind of block it. We'll have to set a camera up later. I might move the Jeep over here. Let's see how the Jeep. Anyways, aside from that, I'm getting off topic. I've been here before in the spring. I've only camped here once. I've been up here twice. The first time I didn't camp here because it was really windy, and all these trees right here were scaring me because of the wind. But it's not that windy right now, so I think I'm cool to camp here at the moment. Well, I might back the Jeep up right here, actually. Now that I think about it, I think I'd rather be right here. You can still see me from the road. If I park right here and I can back right up to the fire. I like this spot, actually. I'm gonna move the Jeep, park the Jeep right here. Camp. So number one, got my Jackery over here charged on my devices right now. It's at 100% charge. Got my solar panel going to keep it charged. I say all of them. I actually have some devices charging in here. My added ports I have my batteries charging for one of my GoPros, and I have the Apple Watch charging up there. So, what I was gonna do is mount this right here because it's magnetic, except it's not magnetic, it's aluminum. I got his little bed set up right there with the same carrier that came down here. This is my toolbox. It boxes on that side. This is where my air mattress will go when I go to sleep tonight. And then this keeps him divided. I am actually allergic to him, and God knows right now, the way I've been struggling trying to get over this allergies or sinus infection I've had the past couple weeks here. Last thing I need to do is be too tight of quarters with him. So anyways, we'll set my air mattress up. This is a size that fits right here perfectly. Holy crap, I bought the wrong one. This is not the one I was looking for. Uh-oh. Retro. Where's my half-size air mattress? Dang. I told you it's been over a year since I did this, and this is why I need to do a shakedown run. I brought the wrong mattress. God, I can't believe I did that. But, dang it. Well, let's nothing to do but pump it up. This is my bed. You gotta make the best of what you got, and this is what I got. A little more air in it just to be safe, because it will, if I remember this one. Where's the top of it at? Oh, there it is. So yeah, let's take this up there. If I can get it closed, that means I did good. I got it. I did good. Alrighty, let's close this stuff up and get some food. And get a campfire going. These little fire logs are awesome. EnviroLog, get them from Walmart, like a 12-pack. They're good if you're in an area where you don't have wood. Obviously, I have wood. I don't need this, but I always bring one just in case. These right here, fire plugs, look like little earplugs. They are amazing for starting a fire, but I have a better idea. Watch this. All right, here goes my fire. I'm gonna cheat. Got me Bucky's brisket sandwich. Bucky's, as you can tell, I didn't intend on cooking anything this trip. I got the dog double cheeseburger. This is for you. Come on over here. Put it in his bowl so he knows it's his. And there you go, buddy. Double cheeseburger. Enjoy. And he ate the whole thing in one bite. How about that? And he takes it out of his bowl. Good. Anyways, God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt, right? It's good to eat. This is the campsite. Sun is going down. Man, it is a beautiful, beautiful day to be out here in God's country. I'm gonna ask you a question, guys. Why do you overland? This is why I overland, right here. This is how I feel the closest to my Creator. It's peaceful, it's quiet. I've been sitting in this chair for probably 2 hours. I mean, I've gotten up several times and done stuff, but for the most part, I have been sitting right here by this chair. In this chair, by this fire. This is why I overland. I feel closer to my Creator. Remembering in the Gospels, Jesus and the disciples, this is how I picture they spent their evening. When he was alone, he wasn't doing that, and he got back with his disciples, his 12 buddies. And they were all hanging out at nighttime by the campfire. Guys, this is what they were doing. They were in the wilderness, by the fire, spending time together. And when I'm out like this is when you're closer to the Holy Spirit. I'm out here by myself, guys. All that rambling to be said. Go back to the first question. Why do you overland? What are you getting out of it? This is what I get. I'm curious what you get. We're going to talk about some nighttime safety, except you're not going to see me because I got a headlight on my eyes. So look around my campsite here for a second. I'll show you what I do at nighttime just in case. Prepare for the unexpected. The point of the story is this right here. You see that up there? Everything I own is strapped to the roof. And of course, I have room to camp inside the Jeep. So everything is strapped down. As you can see, everything's in here in the Jeep. There's my bed there. The windows are open right now because it's hot. I'm trying to cool the Jeep off. But in the event something goes bad, and you got to get out of here in a hurry. I mean, guys, look. Everything's in the Jeep. My bed is made. I can hop in right here. Granted, my chainsaw's kind of in the way, but it'll ride right there. If I'm in an emergency and I got to book it, I ain't got to leave all my stuff behind. Let's be more like Christ, guys. Let's, be prepared to get into a bad situation that you have to fight your way out of it. Let's be prepared to make a peaceful exit first. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. I got here in the woods. I get closer to my Creator, and I start thinking how to be more like Him. I love doing this stuff. Of overlanding. This is my first today's date. Is it the 13th of October or the 14th of October? Something like that. Let me get my phone out. I don't have my phone. My phone's in there charging. I don't know what today's date is. It is, I don't even know what day of the week it is. Hey, it's Columbus Day. Whatever day Columbus Day is, 2025. That's what it is. Hey, I see a satellite going across the sky. Oh, nope, it's disappearing. It just disappeared. All right, so let's talk about this for a second. That's the west right there, okay? Let me pause this so I know this is another video clip. Something about the earth, science, physics, all that stuff. I just saw a satellite right there going across the sky. As soon as it got right above the sky, it just disappeared. So this is the western sky, right? And we're a good, what, hour and a half after sunset. So, but you understand satellites, guys. If you look up at a nighttime sky at midnight, you ain't seeing satellites. That's not what that is. Because there's no light. Satellites do not make their own light. They reflect light from the sun. The only reason why I could see it right there for a second it disappeared is because the Earth's shadow appeared. As soon as shadow appeared, my God, English. As soon as the satellite is in orbit, right? It may be out there. It's really far out there. If it's a low orbit satellite, I mean, it may be 250, 500 miles off the ground. But, your high Earth orbit ones, they're a lot higher. But look, when they're out there and they're coming over the sky, the sun hasn't set on them yet because they're hundreds of miles farther out than us. So they're still getting sunlight. But as they go across the sky, they're going to hit the Earth's shadow. Well, if it's just after sunset, they're going to go almost all the way across the sky before they hit the shadow. If it's like it is right now and it's 2 hours after sunset or whatever time it is, I want to say it's about 10 o'clock at night. So probably about 2 hours after sunset. Well, there might be just a little bit of the sunlight hitting space over there. And so the satellites are still lit up until they cross the Earth's shadow and then disappear. Because they don't make their own light. They're reflecting light from the sun. That's what you're seeing. So anyways, yeah. And by the way, you want to know how fast they move? At a minimum, they move, I'm going to quote this by memory here. Is it 18,500 miles an hour or 19,500 miles an hour? That's that's the speed it takes to achieve orbit. That was from Isaac Newton hundreds of years ago. I don't remember which law he was studying. But he had surmised if he shot an arrow at a certain speed, it would go across the earth and it would drop and it would fall to the ground. And Isaac Newton said, if I take this arrow and I shoot it faster, it will travel farther before it falls to the ground. Then it dawned in his head, if I could achieve a high enough speed, the arrow would just circle the earth and never land. In fact, it'd come all the way back around and hit me in the back of the head. Not accounting for, stuff like mountains and wind speed and wind resistance. But in space, if you get above the atmosphere, a couple hundred miles up, there's no wind resistance. There's no atmospheric resistance. So once you achieve 19,000 miles an hour to get in orbit, you'll stay in orbit. Because at 19,000 miles an hour, you've overcome the force of gravity. The force of which you're going forward is equal to the force you're falling down. And since the Earth is round, you're perpetually falling, but you're falling around the Earth, not down to it. Anyways, that's how orbit works. I have no idea why you're watching an overland video won't know how satellites orbit the Earth, but that's why they stay in orbit. And because they have to go high enough up to get outside the outer layers of the atmosphere. Guys, even the space station, International Space Station, by the way, is still actually in our atmosphere. It's only 250 miles up. They actually have to occasionally lift it back up and with rockets to get it, or however they propel it. I don't know how they propel it. I'm assuming when they dock spacecraft to it, they have to push it back up. And eventually, when they quit maintaining it, it'll just fall back down to the earth. And it'll land somewhere out in the ocean. Nemo's Point Nemo, something like that, out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean is where all the space junk lands at. So anyways, there's your science, astronomy. Now you know how orbit works, and now you understand how gravity works to a very light extent. There you go. I could have worked for NASA, by the way, years ago. Y'all might not know that. But I already had the job I have now. I wasn't going to leave, and I was getting married. I didn't want to move to another state. And, you know, I mean, honestly, at that point, NASA hadn't really went under yet, but the way things went with NASA, I'm glad I didn't go. Probably would have not had a job and would have moved all the way out to another area. All that stuff like that. Anyways, I became a mechanic because I'm good at work with my hands. But I guess I also understood all the space and astronomy stuff, so... Yeah, they had come to my school years ago. Anyways, don't matter. Hey, look, let's end this. I'm rambling too much, so let's get back to getting closer to God and getting out here and enjoying the wilderness and overlanding for the first time in a year and a half. This is a blast. That's enough. Good night, everybody. I think I've been out here talking to God long enough. Working out the plans for life and future and all that stuff. I just brainstorm and I say stuff. 99% of what I'm saying ends up being wrong anyway. I still say it. He's listening. Alright. Stir this fire up. You ready to go to bed? Yep, down just a little red hot embers. They're still hot enough though, a gust of wind can make them flame back up, so you gotta monitor it a little bit longer and break it up before we go to bed. Fire safety. This is how I heat up my breakfast in the morning. I've got my burrito in there. I actually have another one of these that's shorter than this, but it's sitting upside down like that so that the burrito ain't touching the bottom, it's only halfway up. Lid on there, so it's radiating heat in there, and it's heating my burrito back up. Like that. Guys, going to our campsite, cleaning stuff up. My dad got me this cordless chainsaw for my birthday. Pretty good. I love it. Not what we're here for. While I was here, there was a tree you see in one of the early pictures laying across right here that I found somebody used. I chopped it up. We'll leave what's left for the next guy. That ain't really what I came here to show you. I came here to show you before you leave. Look, stuff like this, guys. This right here, this is all ash, right? You feel the heat. This is all still burning, and it's actually outside the fire ring, too. So we're going to put this out before I go. All that, it could keep spreading, and eventually stir up more. So we're going to stir that up and break that up before we go. Put that fire out completely. Just want to show you guys, make sure you put your fires out before you leave. Mine has obviously been out. I let it burn out last night, and I rolled everything off this morning to make sure it was done. But then you wait a little while to look stuff like this. So obviously that's why you wait, because something like this showed up, and we got to put it out. Alright, stirred up with a stick, dug down. I bet there used to be a root right there because it dug really deep down. It was heat really deep down in there. So we broke it all up, mixed some dirt in there, smothered it out a little bit, and we're gonna get on it. You know, back in the old West days, they would build a campfire like that, and then they would bury it, and then they would sleep on top of the hot coals buried on the ground to keep themselves warm. So yeah, that's how they used to do it back in the day. We ain't back in the day no more. We got a Jeep, we got heat, so we don't have to do all that no more. We build a little fire, we get done, we go get in a Jeep or get a tent. One day I'm gonna have an Airstream. When I get done, I'll get in the Airstream. So, all right, we're about done. So let's get this last few things put up in the Jeep and let's get rolling. All right, we're on the second day of this overlanding adventure with really no idea where I'm going. I haven't figured that out yet. I know I'm going that way. Yeah, I don't have certain of that. I could go that way. Like, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna go that way. Unless I were to go to Mill Creek. I ain't worried about Mill Creek. I'm probably gonna go that way. But anyways, I don't know what I'm doing. This is the Shakedown Run adventure preparation for Texas here in a couple weeks. And good thing I did it. I found a few problems, things I got to fix along the way. So I'm glad I did this and figure out where I'm gonna go from here, because I really don't know. All I think is I'm gonna go that way and we'll figure it out from there. Where do you think we should go? All right, good. He has spoken. So I did learn last night that that way is Chattanooga. Not 100% certain where from here though. I'm trying to get my bearings. Figure that out. Down high teens if I'm doing off-roading like this, doing it for traction so much as I am for comfort and for saving my equipment. So I usually go 15 to 18 psi on a trail like this, overlanding type trail. If I'm gonna do an off-roading type trail, something like that, you know, I'm gonna shoot with these wheels 10 to 12. I might, if I get different wheels in the future, because these are pretty beat up, I might go bring that down 8 to 10. But I need a vehicle built for all purpose. You know, this is not a rock crawler. This is not an off-roader. It's not an overlander. It's a little bit of everything. This is a multi-purpose vehicle. So I need to tell you, I don't know. I've always said the 20s wouldn't be on here if they didn't come on here when I bought a Jeep. I like the way they look, and they're all right for stuff like this. When you start getting into rock crawling, you're limited. That being said, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I have done far better crawling on 20s than I thought I was going to be able to. Been quite impressed. Not as bad as you would think. That being said, it's always better to, you know, more tire, less wheel is always better. back at Mill Creek Overlook. I'm not gonna stay here. Just wanted to come out and look one more time. So beautiful. Just admire all of Lord's creation. Go run Cooper's Creek into Helen, maybe even run Charlie's Creek backwards. I've never ran Charlie's Creek backwards, so it'd be a pretty cool. But I'm also afraid that he'll be getting home really late at night too. Southernmost tip of the Big Frog Loop. This is Potato Patch Mountain. 3,500. We pulled over at the Mountain Town Overlook. Man, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let's get the iPhone out and show you the Overlook. I'm going to show you something here. You've probably seen it before if you've seen my old videos, but man, oh man. This is the Mountain Town Overlook. Come here, Chase. Would you look at all that? Good Lord. Just admire the Almighty's handiwork right there. The iPhone don't do the colors justice. The GoPro picks colors up better. iPhone, it bleaches everything out, but man, you're really at the beginning of fall colors. A little bit of a orangish red right there, and a little bit of red in that tree right there. Everything else is that really just yellowish green, turning a light orange, or yellowish green to yellow to just starting to get some orange. I mean, this is early fall, but man, it's beautiful down there. Called Mountain Town Overlook because there's a mountain town down there. So if you look right there, that's a mountain town. Let him stretch his legs a little bit. Cooped up in the Jeep, may about be cooped up for a whole lot more. So yeah, pulled off for a second to enjoy this overlook. It's beautiful, so beautiful. But we ain't gonna stay here long. I'm not sure how far I'm gonna go. I'm at least gonna go to Cooper's Creek. Might even try to go to Charlie's Creek. Get back over here. He's wanting to wander off. That's how you get your dog lost in the woods. He's a dog, he don't understand. So this couple here, they're up camping in Blue Ridge, and they kind of flagged me down as I was passing them. They were lost. Didn't have any idea where we were, so I was trying to explain to them where we were, and they were asking what was ahead, if they were supposed to just go back or not. So I came over there and got my iPad and showed them, you know, where they were headed, what was up ahead, stuff like that. And gave them an idea of what they were going to do, and they decided they wanted to go down to Lake Conasauga, which this stretch of road is actually pretty easy to drive from here to Lake Conasauga. So I told them, I said, they're probably all right in this thing. It's got a little bit of ground clearance, so you'll probably be okay making it. And as you can see, they are regrading Old Highway 2 coming up from Blue Ridge. So I'm going to cross over here and get beside him, and I'm going to wait till this guy sees me and make sure he knows I'm past him before I go beside him. Just make sure I don't cause him any issues. And with my gas tank down the fumes, we're going to leave Blue Ridge, head towards Suches on our way to Cooper's Creek. Georgia first, you'll turn right there.
Or you're like,
I don't know that I've ever went straight here, so this is gonna be new. But I gotta have gas, so I'm barely under a quarter of a tank.
That's great.
I need fuel, so we're going straight.
I think.
campsite on Cooper's Creek. Nice one. I see somebody else did like me, left some wood for somebody else. Pulling over to take a break. I'm wore out. That thing's kind of hurting and sore, so decided we're gonna pull off, let him stretch his legs. I'm gonna stretch my legs, and I'm gonna explore a little bit. See a little creek down here, so let's go check it out. I guessing at this point, it's already 2:30. Probably the goal is just gonna be get through Cooper's Creek, get down to about Helen, and turn around and head home. So cool story, my first time ever in Cooper's Creek, it snowed while we were here, and it was a blast, man. We had a fun day. Sure is beautiful through here. We're nearly at the end of Cooper's Creek. Now that we're out of Cooper's Creek, we're gonna follow the Georgia Traverse all the way to Helen. This is like West Wolf Creek or something like that. This little section's paved for a little bit. Well, I mean, literally wait 5 seconds to just turn gravel. I thought it was gonna turn gravel up here. So yeah, we're doing the Holly Springs Creek part right now. Or Overlook Creek. One of them. I'm going to introduce you to my dual tire inflation system. Check it out. One pump there, one pump there. Running off the splitter, off the battery. You see how
championship is Denny Ham wants to lose.
Why is it not turning down?
He's not.
You see how simple that is, how cheap that is. I really wish I had one of those big ones with the air hoses going to all four tires, or the ARB compressor with the cracking system, or one of those like mellow out boxes you hang on the front of your Jeep. But I mean, until that happens, this works. Gets the job done. And it allows me to spend money somewhere else. Seeing as how this is like a weekend warrior type deal where I'm not airing down every single week, I don't need to spend that kind of money. So yeah, save money when you can. By the way, look at this lookout. Should be looking out over Helen right now.